walk away from the psychologist of the world. You will want one on hand if you go through the awakening process. You have to deal with your heart in a way that is so, it's like you just can't let go of family. So my family tree, when I focus on somebody now, because of where I'm at, I get their information. Now, if I tune in, I don't tune in. I love my family. I love my family. That's what people keep saying. I love my family. Brenda's like, my family's not really in that place with me. Many people get involved with each other because that's what they were brought here to do. We're here to learn from each other, and my family's my family, and we get together and we have fun. That's one expression of family. My family tree is a whole different story. That's my family tree, right? The branches on the tree. I can bring those through too. But my family are those that I actually hold in my heart. They're my soul group. You know it when you feel it, right? Well, it's not easy to always get rid of those souls. So we assume that soul groups are painful as well. Like, these are my soulmates. This is the nature of that. Oh, your soulmate, you're going to come and go. They come and go in our life. And at some point we say, I need to let you go. I don't care if you're my family member and you just don't want to be around me anymore. That's just the nature of it. That's where Brenda is. Most of her family members don't necessarily want to be around her because of where she's at. It makes them uncomfortable. How many people feel that way in the future? How many people want to be around someone that knows exactly what they're feeling? To a certain level. Once she taps into the mindset and gets where their history or their family is coming from, that scares people. That's how I do guidance. I connect with the soul. Your soul is actually stronger than who you are. They become part of your identity. They become part of your being. And you start to embody the beauty of it. Your own soul is stronger than you in... Most people assume soul is a good thing. It can be a negative thing for some people because they say, I don't want to be lifted up. I want to be in my victim mindset. And that's where Brenda had to go. She was like, oh my God, I know I'm in that mindset. I don't want to be in the soul saying, we're going to break it. We're going to break that vision of I am a victim of something that's not actually true. Or something from my past that has been planted in my mind. And I need to break free of my soul. That's what people say. Your soul is, sucking. I get beautiful things all the time. So let's bring through something beautiful. My best friend and I create beautiful things together. We create beautiful things together. I have 3 or 4 friends that I rely on to create with as friends. They're like family to me in my heart. My one family member, now this is the nature of it. My one family member that I love more than anything, she's in such a struggled mindset that I can't create much with her in my mind. But our souls are creating beautiful things to get us both uplifted because we're both strong in our ability to guide others. Now hers is more of I'm walking the plains of the earth, right? I'm walking the earth plane and I'm spreading the word. That's what some people do. So Brenda's of I go different. Okay, I'm not here just to walk around and say, hey, you over there, I know you're gifted. She knows. She spots them in a heartbeat. She knows who's who. She knows whose kids weren't served by that idea of gifted, because in this community in which we find ourselves, there's a unique process of trying to make everyone the same. If we have conflicting beliefs, because we know that people express different, and the strengths are there for various, traits. And people are like, I don't like that. Really? Come to me and I'll tell you what your strengths are. Don't destroy my heart in the process. I'm not telling you to believe that everyone is, better. She's like, I've got that soul. I've got that soul. I'm going to bring it through. My vision is, I know without a doubt that as a child, I was feeling way more than most people. I worked with people. I didn't know why I felt the way I did. It's why I felt better around adults who tended to be more enlightened, than the children of the world who were running around, calling people names. I didn't do that. It hurt my heart. I did some of it but very little. And my heart goes out to those people that I hurt. And I always had this sense of, oh, it feels better to be with adults. They don't collide as much. With kids, it's this nature of, we're just bouncing around. And she's like, I can't do that. I have to go slow. There's too much energy around me. She didn't know it as energy, but she just knew, I can't handle that vision of light. But the better than, we're going to talk about better than, don't deny me my strengths. Can you imagine being able to come through with soul level information for any soul, and then someone says, well, you're no better than me. I'm not on the level of, we're not in the same place. It's not better. We're different. But if you're trying to make me feel like I'm no different, that's a problem. I am definitely different than you. I am not the same person. I transcend my own soul at some point. That's what people will say. They're like, oh, you're going to get past that idea of individual identity or soul expression, and you're going to go to a place of oneness, right? Where we all just beat in unison, the universal love. She's got it with her. So we're going to talk about this nature of her ego. Let's talk about that. When I come through as an ego, I'll let you know. When I come through as a guide, I'll let you know. When I come through as my own soul, embodying those guides that I actually work with, I'll let you know. When I am breathing with a guide, I will say that is me. I breathe through my own soul. So I get to embody my soul in a way. That's the integration process that comes through, that people will be okay with it. Most people say, what? You embody your soul. You embody the person that you are. And for her, in her mind, it's her heart that struggles. Because her mind says, oh, we're not supposed to be feeling good. We're not supposed to be feeling like I'm better than people in certain areas, right? Because people don't like that. It makes them feel less than. She says, I will give you your gifts. Give me mine. I'm here to express as a beautiful person who loves to dance and who loves to, go to those higher dimensional souls and say, hey, let me bring some, information down for people. But I have to go through that process of saying, it's okay to feel better than. It's okay to feel better than. Do you know why? Because I get to do that work. In my mind, I'm ahead of the game. I'm always ahead of the game. Now people will say, what we're the first pioneers. There are plenty of people who were doing that work before her. But in essence, if you compare the expansion of our consciousness, it's usually within a system that people were using. The spontaneous awakening that happened with her was something that she was not expecting. She did her work her whole life. And thus it was time. She was like, why did it happen when it happened? She was working on a lot of energy work. Her heart was ready for a change. Her mind was already there. So the heart was already there, but it was really the mind that had to catch up. She knew she was on a path of guidance from the beginning. She came into this world knowing it, because that's all she did, was to guide people. In her own little heart, she was experiencing guides. And she was like, her own daughter is of guidance. She experiences those beautiful expressions of love from others outside of the realms that we are used to. She gets to eat with a soul that loves her. And people are going to say, like, what? It's my own soul. So you don't leave your soul behind. You bring it with you. And you create with your soul. And then, wow, people are like, what? We are embodying our soul. And soul level creation kicks ass when it comes to this plane, right? If you want to have a beautiful expression on your face when you're a little child, then that's it. You won't go back. You won't go back to the nature of, I don't have to feel like shit in order to be in this world. This world often does have a lot of bad stuff happen, but I don't have to feel it as such. I know I get to get my butt kicked by so many people who are experiencing horrid things. And trust me, I have my moments with it. But when I bring my soul on board, oh, you don't. You keep creating with that vibrancy and that uniqueness. And then you embody it as your own soul. And you get to see, what do I create? She was seeing miracles around her. I don't know why I have this thought and then boom, there they are. I have a song in my head. Here comes the visions to follow along. I give her songs to represent the vision for her day or her lover's day in the future. How many people know who they're going to be with in the future? She knows. We know together. We create together. So we're working our way towards each other. This is the nature of manifesting your soulmate. You manifest it together. You have to, well, not everybody, or it's done in a different way. Of course, the soulmates, create, and the souls come together. But there are people who know they're actively working with their soulmate to create a space where they can come together to say, I can accept you for who you are and you can accept me for who I am. And we love each other no matter what we're doing. So if I'm creating a space of love for his soul and mine coming together, what does that mean? So people say, well, I don't get along with mine and I love them and I'm not going to leave them, right? That's the nature of acceptance. So that's fine. That's a great place to create from. I accept you for who you are. This one is like, oh, we were like two ships in the night. It felt like that, right? We're crossing paths, but we're not quite there yet. Because of where I'm at in my heart. I was not accepting of where he was in his mind. I know his heart's in the right place. So, and the other things obviously going on in my own light. My own light is, ooh, I want to go high, but I want to stay where he's at. And then she realizes, I've been high and everyone else around me is not in the same place, so why do I need to do that?